Hi Pisces, how are you? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you. I hope you're doing so good, and it is always good here in the kingdom of God. And I want to share something really special with you. A few nights ago, I was down in my prayer spot at night and deeply connected with God and asking Him to solve my worldly problems. And when I was finished and I still felt connected and felt like, okay, that was a really relieving prayer, especially my teeth getting ready for bed. And then I got a message that I needed to open the Bible and He'd have a message for me. So if you know anything about me, I must be obedient. And so I grabbed my amazing love letter, our secret decoder of all of our favorite numbers here within Gematria. And the first thing I saw was Jonah 2, Jonah's prayer. And I just felt so much amazing energy come flooding through of being seen and heard and protected and validated and absolutely loved. So I'm going to ask Jehovah to bring out a Pisces message, and we're going to see which comfort he can bring you today as we eat the word together. And then we're going to pull some cards and wrap it up. All right, let's get started. Jehovah, Pisces energy, please, for a beautiful message for them. And whatever the struggle they're going through that they don't talk about, they only think about, it somehow needs to be released. It needs to be outletted. Your bottle's about to overflow. And it's almost to the point of panic attacks, but you're not quite sure what it is that you need to say or what to do, or maybe there's something that has happened recently that you have yet to accept. It's very new, very fresh within the last 3 to 6 days. It could be a heartbreak here. Heartbreak at any given point, but I feel like if it's a romantic breakup that has happened and you never saw it coming, and you're still just haven't really told anybody about it because you're not quite sure what to do next or what you even saw is believable. Let's see here. Israel's sin and the servant's obedient. That's really funny because this one came out on another Bible pull. Oh, Lord wants me to go down here though. Okay, so, 7. 7 to what? 11? Okay. So we're at Isaiah 57. 50 verse 7. Because the sovereign Lord helps me, I will not be disgraced. Therefore have I set my face like flint, and I know I will not be put to shame. He who vindicates me is near. Who then will bring charges against me? Let us face each other. Who is my accuser? Let him confront me. It is the sovereign Lord who helps me. Who is he that will condemn me? They will all wear out like a garment. The moth will eat them up. For who among you fears the Lord and obeys the word of his servant? Let him who walks in the dark, who has no light, trust in the name of the Lord and rely on his God. But now, all you who light fires and provide yourself with flaming torches, go walk in the light of your fires and of the torches you have set ablaze. This is what you shall receive from my hand. You will lie down in torment. Well, God's very angry with the person that has hurt you. I absolutely feel as if it's directed towards them in what they had done. And it has everlasting salvation for Zion. Listen to me, you who pursue righteousness and who seek the Lord. Look to the rock from which you were cut and to the quarry from which you were hewn. Look to Abraham your father and to Sarah who gave you birth. When I called him, he was but one, and I blessed him but made him many. The Lord will surely comfort Zion, and he will look with compassion on all her ruins. He will make her deserts like Eden, her wastelands like the garden of the Lord. Joy and gladness will be found in her, thanksgiving and the sound of the singing. Beautiful. So 51, 1 through 3. 51, 1 through 3 here for Isaiah. Honey, you are Zion. God will redeem you. God will deliver you from this person's intense energy. This is the masculine, the runner, whoever this is. And you might be a male, honey, and we're talking about this. You are this person as well. Okay, this is just the feminine energy I'm picking up. The person who's hurt, Pisces, you. And this is their energy. But this divine masculine could also be trafficked in a divine feminine's flesh. Okay, so you guys can, we're adults, flip the energies here. So, I mean, look at this. He is willing to, God is willing to stand up for you, Pisces, and to fight your battles for you. He will never leave you in the middle of this battle that you are harboring within yourself here. And remember, we talked about the bottle overflowing. We talked about letting it go. And so now what's going to happen is my mind is going to the tarot card, the Tower. And if your bottle is about to overflow, that means that there's going to be some energy explanation out of your tower. And I can't help but think of how Yeshua's energy can outcast demons out of this tower. And I mean, look at this energy here, Pisces. This is so demonic. And for God to be this angry with this person and to protect you, you must be so valuable to him. He must love you absolutely so much. And it is true. And what he says is truthful and consistent. Now, let's talk about this because 50 is here. We see 50 and 51. Well, 50 in Gematria is going to go back to the noon in Psalm 119. And that is going to be the fish. That's God's children in the ocean, right? So it's just God's souls within us overall. He's the big fish, the big kahuna. And as the fish, it's also this Gematrian translation within the Hebrew Psalm 119, as well as the children. And the noon, the death, over and over and over. His children are reborn into the spiritual portals of women into flesh. And flesh is dead. So it also goes back to the rain. It also goes back to the flood. The death card in tarot is the noon, the fish. It's 50. So we see that this death needs to happen. This person's could be going through a spiritual ego death, but the death away from them is what is needed. This one is going to be this death plus this one more fool and saying, hey, look, you've already survived that. I am dividing my child away from that, as he speaks in Luke 12:49. He doesn't bring us peace. He brings us division because he divides us from what is not serving us, what is not serving our tower, what is not allowing our inner children, our soul, to be set free in our own body, our own vessel. And he sees it, honey. He sees how this person treats you. He sees how you are hurting. He sees the pain that you go through all of the time. And he also sees their mind and how they think and how sick and twisted they are. This 7 is here, 7 through 11. 7 is going to be the chariot, the body of Christ, the way that the communication is being transmuted. However, in Psalm 119, it goes back to the het. It is the fence. It is the way that you are hugging the energy. It is the way that this fence is holding your energy on the inside sturdy. It is the way that your inner children are being trafficked. It is a jail cell, or is it going to be DNA structures where they can flow free? This person's chariot is so on lockdown. This person's chariot, their vessel, is being so overruled by the unclean spirits. And what happened when Noah was even directed to load more clean spirits than unclean spirits? Because God warned him and said the unclean spirits would become too powerful and they would overcome the vessel. All the way to this person's 11, this justice energy, their inner children. Inner children are 1111. So we have this unwrongful justice now being absorbed by you because you cannot allow yourself to keep away from the boundaries. And this is this human condition of the trauma bonding, the codependency. And this is why it's so difficult, because you're not ready to let go. You're not ready for this to be over. And this part of their ego is now inside of your vessel from all of the times that you've spent together, all of the mental absorption, the physical absorption, the emotional absorption. You really thought that this person was going to be your person, but at the same time, it's just someone that you absolutely need to get away from. And you will be able to celebrate. Look at how God wanted to comfort you, 1 through 3. Restore your emotional state with your magician energy, your high priestess energy, your intuition, your inner children being set free, and then your queen, your empress energy. All the way through here, joy and gladness will be found in her. Thanksgiving and the sound of singing. Well, that's a 3 of cups to me, ain't it? Oh gosh, I need to get rid of God's energy here, because, or anger towards that person, because it's almost as if, like, I think what has happened, honey, is that once you are allowing this energy, your bottle, to overflow, the veil is going to be ripped off. In Isaiah 25:7, which is half of this pretty much, ain't it not? Isaiah 25:7, he says that he's going to rip the veil off of all nations, our kings and queens inside of us, are the sign of our covenant, our rainbow, our chakra systems. But then he goes on to Isaiah 25:8 and says, I will wipe the tears from all faces. Half of this is half of you that needs to go bye-bye. So this veil is being lifted. It is coming off of your tower, opening your third eye. And we already talked about that. After this, the tower is the star. The star is going to be the children's soul, that fish as well with the noon, because it's going to lead to the fish hook. The fish hook has to go down to get the fish out of the stream, to bring it up so it doesn't die. It's all connected. It is all connected. Pisces, let's get the inner fish here going for you, because you got the two fish in your own symbol anyway, and they have to be balanced on that same frequency. I love it so much. Fish, fish, fish. All right. Pisces energy water. Look at that, King of Swords. That person that you're dealing with is an air sign, or you just can't stop thinking about it. And every time you think about it, it just puts your King of Swords energy down, sweetheart. And you're not able to say the truth to them. They're very intimidating. They gaslight the shit out of you. You have no idea how you're going to end this. You also don't feel as if you're quite safe. They're very mentally fuckery. They know how to, you know, the star also comes back to mind, and the star is also the house of social media. And I really feel as if you can't even be on social media right now without them stalking you. There's very stalker energy here, and it's very difficult because you're ready to be done with this. You're getting to the point where it's intimidating and scared. And this isn't for everybody. It's just for a couple people. But God is going to help you divide yourself from it, honey. You just continue to pray and ask. And the truth here, your spiritual backbone is right here. You have the power to take his hand with yours and move it forward. But this person's energy is very, very wicked. They know exactly how your mental state is. They know exactly how to use your weaknesses against you. So they're never going to expect you pulling this energy of not being able to, well, not being willing to even have the nerve to exist around them anymore. Yeah, look at that. God says, as soon as you continue dividing yourself, my child, I will hand you everything you've ever wanted. That new start. We saw that 51-1. Here's the one right there, a 4, when we only saw 1 of 3. 1 of 4 here. Listen to me, my people. Hear me, my nation. We said nation in Isaiah 25:7. The law will go out from me. My justice will become a light to the nations. See, look at, there's your sun, sweetheart. There's your moon and your star all working together. Star, moon, and sun. And God's wanting to hand it to you with his right hand. With his right hand, honey. He's ready to divide you away from your old self, your old ego. Them too, because you have to remove yourself from everything that's made you sick. He's bringing this card out now as well. Oh, gosh. Well, look at there's that 9 of Swords, honey. They have such control over your brain through the power of fear. And it is an illusion, honey. And all you have to say is, you know what? I'm going to turn the light on, because the darkness brings glory to the light. And I'm going to follow this. And this is going to eventually start transmuting me. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to gain the extra 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 4 or 5 swords. I'm going to get rid of the mental state that I have, and I'm going to look positive, and I'm going to be a child of truth, because my spiritual backbone now has a shield around it, because there's an Ace of Wands right in between there. My nervous system, my red fish and my blue fish working together to keep me emotionally strong as I sit here on my throne. Beautiful, Lord. What else is here? What else is here? Look at that. A brand new Ace of Cups. Well, that King of Swords is going to bring in that Cups energy. Look at that. Look at that, honey. And then you have your Queen and your King of Cups to look forward to. The emotional stability inside your nations, finally, on the internal side. And all you have to do is just say no and get rid of this person. Get rid of this person. Oh, Queen of Swords. Yep, look at it. Once you have this new heart, you're going to see the balance of your inner children working together, your king and your queen of the twos. So then as the cups is being transmuted on the inside, on the outside, this Queen of Swords over here, this Queen of Swords over here is going to be Queen of Pentacles. And this King of Swords down here is going to be King of Pentacles. As right here, this is this present part of your frequency that we are in, is the Ace of Cups all the way through your Queen and King of Cups, sweetheart. He's restoring your heart anew because you are his fish and he loves you so much. Bottom of the deck. 10 of Wands. Yep, he says it is over. After 10 of Wands, it's going to go back to that Ace of Wands. And it's right here on the back of this Ace of Pentacles, meeting fire on earth as the cleansing of the flood is happening. And the inside of the cup is being cleansed before the pentacles, the outside of the cup. Look at, you have Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. So Ace of Wands is right back here on this side to meet here. But that Ace of Twos is right in between here as well to meet it all. 11-11. Look at that Eight of Pentacles. I love that so much because that King and Queen are really coming in to give you all your potential, but you have to sit and do the work. Look at that. There's that justice he keeps talking about. He will free you. He will deliver you from their actions, sweetheart. He saw your heart. He saw the pure intention. He saw you hand them everything. You just continue to allow them to steal from you to make them whole. And they were never going to be whole, sweetheart, because they operate out of the power of fear. Page of Wands. You're never going to get an apology from them. The best thing to do is to separate yourself from them immediately, and a no response is still a response. This is also this inner apology that you must make to yourself before he can set your heart right up. Page of Cups. See, shut up. Look at, there it is. There's this Cups energy, and this is the Cups of 11. 11 of 3. So 33, you might be seeing 33 or 333 a lot. But it's right there, 11-11 as well, to go with those aces. And that Two of Cups. See? Three of Cups. We said that you were, oh, look at the Fool there. Yep. Yep. We said you were going to have Three of Cups, honey. I love you so much. He just wants to bring you home. He wants to give you everything you've ever wanted in life, sweetheart. And it's yours for the taking. You just have to decide. You have to surrender to his will. And look at what he's going to do for you. He loves you that much. Take care. Wounds into light.